All right, man, welcome back to another video. Hope your day is going good. And in today's video, we got a reaction from one of our viewers. The dark truth behind Kendall Jenner's supermodel image. Video by Inside Flick. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, man. So, you know, I've seen a lot of Kylie Jenner videos. Those bros bringing us the perspective of Kendall Jenner. I'm not really too following with the Kardashians. So let's learn about what's been going on with Kendall's supermodel image.
The one that I guess hurts the most is that people think I'm a mean girl.
Just trying to take my shine, and that's not even cool.
Guys always favor Kendall, and it's so annoying.
You're my biggest bully in life, ever.
On Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kendall came across as the sister everyone connected with, the down-to-earth sister who was said to avoid fame and steadily build a career outside her family's drama. Yet, away from the cameras, Kendall has a different reputation, painting an entirely different picture. From reportedly mistreating staff and tossing money at them, to having whole restaurants emptied so she could dine alone, it's obvious she carries herself with a strong air of superiority. This is most likely
Definitely, but I do want to point out to y'all, look at this figure right here.
VVEX says, ooh.
Ooh, Vex is so funny. But look at this figure right here, bro. You see that figure, bro? It's just not natural. That doesn't look natural.
Yeah.
You see, these women are always doing some form of plastic surgery, bro.
could dine alone. It's obvious she carries herself with a strong air of superiority. This is most likely rooted in her privileged background and the success that came from being born into influence. When you've never truly had to strive for anything, it's remarkably easy to look down on those who do. This is the story of how Kendall Jenner, while showing almost no effort, often looked annoyed and hardly trying, still rose from 2017 all the way to 2025 to become the world's highest paid supermodel for the last 8 years. Before diving into her modeling career, let's first look at why Kendall has been branded a mean girl. Her off-screen image is a stark contrast to the relatable young women she portrayed for so long, and the countless video clips and personal anecdotes that have surfaced over time paint a significantly different picture. One of the earliest indicators of trouble came from within her own close circle. On their reality show, Jordan Woods, who was one of Kylie Jenner's closest friends, admitted to being genuinely afraid of Kendall because of the way she treated Kylie. Even Kylie herself directly tells Kendall that she is her biggest bully ever.
No, you're my biggest bully in life, ever. Because you're my sister.
And it's not difficult to see why this perception exists. Kendall has a reputation of making fun of her sisters, particularly Kylie. When Kylie's fast-growing lip kit brand was taking over the beauty industry,
Rate Kylie?
6.
I'm more on Trent's side. I'm more at 6 too. 6.
Kendall frequently downplayed her sister's success with subtle, cutting remarks and admitting she used to be jealous of Kylie, but now apparently the roles have flipped.
VVEX says, for me, it's about 7.3.
Okay.
7.3 solid.
Yeah.
But I feel like, yo, gang, it's just the plastic surgery, bro.
Yeah.
It's just the plastic surgery.
Comments like, why is Kendall always hating? Kendall is so jealous. And every time I see a clip of Kendall, I'm reminded how annoying she is. She doesn't reserve this dismissive attitude only for her family. A report from Bustle says, Kendall candidly stated, if someone is doing my eyeliner, it has to be exactly the same on both sides.
What about Thug?
Oh yeah, I said 6, bro. I answer first. She's not ugly. She just not, the most appealing.
There is a tiny little bump, it has to be fixed. Our family makeup artists are scared of me sometimes. And apparently, it's not just makeup artists who have experienced Kendall's demanding nature. According to a woman on TikTok who claims she often crossed paths with Kendall Jenner at upscale restaurants and exclusive events, shared that Kendall seems used to getting her way, and not only in social settings.
Two kinds of celebrities in LA. There are the celebrities that just try to blend in with everybody else, and then there are the ones that just make everybody's lives really difficult. And to be honest, this girl was constantly making my life difficult, whether it was like cutting the lines at the coffee shops or like shutting down full establishments because she wanted to be there even though other people were already eating. Or my personal favorite was the time that it was my friend's birthday and we got a table next to the DJ, but she showed up and they kicked us out of her table. We got put in a table next to hers and we're taking pictures of like the birthday.
Even Shorty right here is more attractive than Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Birthday party happening, and her security came up and started ripping phones out of people's hands because she wasn't 21 yet.
She once casually boasted on the Ellen.
Yeah, and this is because Shawty was given everything her whole life, so she believes that everything always has to go her way. Hate people like that.
DeGeneres show
She
about
gonna
the
get
numerous
humbled.
speeding
That's how it
tickets she
works.
accumulated and how she consistently
she definitely
evaded
gonna get what she
consequences
deserved, for
by
sure.
simply mentioning her family name. The cops would always be like, "Oh my gosh, I love your dad. I grew up watching your dad, or saw him at coffee this morning." You know, so I would most of the time get out of them. When asked by Ellen how many speeding tickets she has, Jenna replied, "I don't know. Do people like, I don't think I ever counted." She has also been repeatedly photographed parking illegally in handicapped spaces. She only changed her behavior after.
That's because she know daddy got that money. He gonna get her out of jail.
What?
He can do whatever she want. Daddy gonna get her out. Cause he got the bread and he got the power.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Being repeatedly called out, only to then begin parking in fire lanes instead. In 2014, a story went viral involving a server
That's
who
crazy.
alleged that Kendall and Hailey Bieber departed a restaurant without settling their bill after being refused alcohol due to being underaged. When staff followed them outside to ask for payment, Kendall allegedly tossed $20 bills at the server and walked off laughing. Other restaurant employees have recorded similar negative experiences. At a Brooklyn
That's
restaurant
crazy,
called
bro.
Baby's Alright, the staff famously
Living
posted
in
a
GTA
photograph
right
of
now.
Kendall's receipt to show that she had not left a tip. Even in a brief public appearances, Kendall's underlying contempt tends to become evident. In one particular clip, she is rolling her eyes and dismissing a fan backstage at the Victoria's Secret fashion show. In another instance, she takes a quick selfie with another fan, then immediately shoves past her to make a swift exit. Kendall has also faced criticism for physically pushing a security guard away at the Met Gala. But her most shocking public moment may have happened on the road after paparazzi photographed her leaving her home. Kendall aggressively tailgated them through a quiet residential neighborhood, relentlessly blaring her horn the entire time.
This is crazy.
Eventually, she swerved around him only to proceed with her honking and tailgating the car directly in front of her. Perhaps this is simply what transpires when everything in life is simply handed to you. If everything is handed to you before you've had to work for it, it's natural.
I ain't gonna lie. Paparazzis are fucking annoying. They're doing their job, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sometimes y'all boys just be popping up right when people are just like getting up or going, trying to be normal.
Yeah.
But this is what you sign up for with that celebrity lifestyle. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
To start thinking you're entitled to it. And it seems she adopted that belief from a young age. Her supermodel status is quite the story. In 2009, Kendall Jenner stepped into the world of modeling when she was only 14. Kendall went on
she
Vogue
looked grown up,
podcast
so I
and
feel
opened
like
up in an interview
she might be the
saying,
most
"I remember
natural
being
out of all of them."
13 or 14 and making
Yeah,
the
the
funniest
most.
little book for my mom of photos of me that I took." She said, "I was like, I want to be a model and you need to help me." From that point, all it required was a simple conversation. Chris then made a few phone calls, and seemingly overnight, Kendall secured her very first modeling assignment, a Forever 21 campaign titled Rocker Babes with a Twist. That campaign was swiftly followed with a magazine cover, then a prominent runway debut for Marc Jacobs at New York Fashion Week. And a mere few years later, Kendall officially became the highest paid supermodel in the entire world. It all unfolded
That's
incredibly
crazy.
fast, suspiciously fast. and astute fans certainly noticed. How does someone progress from an American Cheerleader magazine to earning a staggering $40 million annually with such apparent ease? But Kendall doubled down on her narrative, confidently telling Andy Cohen that she was entirely self-made, even claiming she often left her last name off casting cards out of fear she wouldn't get hired because of her reality television star background, and how she went to every single casting and ran all over not only New York, but all over Europe trying to get a job and make my way. But later, in the very same interview, she undermined her own claim, acknowledging that Chris was the one who set her modeling career in motion. And Chris, for her part, makes little effort to hide this. At the Daily Front Row,
and I believe that he did, bro, because why else would she be at the top? Yeah, well, he, she, whoever. He or she was the reason why she got it, because Shawty isn't that attractive. So how could she be the top paid when there's so many women in the world that look better than her?
Fashion Awards, Kris Jenner publicly thanked photographer Russell James, saying,
"Have really changed my daughter's life. Thank you for helping me make her dream come true."
clearly, this wasn't the story of a teenager passionately carving her own path. It was rather the story of a dream effortlessly handed to her on a silver platter. Kendall tries to present herself as a hard-working, ambitious newcomer, but that constructed image quickly crumbles once you genuinely examine the realities of her life. Even when her family made real efforts to help, Kendall couldn't bother to act like she was serious about it. In one episode, Kim enlists a professional runway coach to teach her how to walk gracefully, but Kendall completely disengages halfway through, shrugging dismissively and storming off while declaring she's bored and simply wants to go home. Kendall has always been upfront that fashion wasn't her calling. On the show, she revealed her main focus was sports, and instead, that without modeling, she'd be competing in the Olympics. She stated, "Honestly, I think I'd probably be in the Olympics, or going to the Olympics for horseback riding," the model revealed. That was always my dream, horseback riding. It was this problematic combination of inherited privilege and a clear indifference toward the fashion industry that led her into considerable trouble after she made a critical remark about working models in an interview with Love magazine, where she stated, "Since the beginning, we've been super selective about what shows I would do. I was never one of those girls who would do like 30 shows a season or whatever those girls do." Her comment was meant to sound exclusive and elite, but to many in the industry, it came off as entitled and tone deaf. Kendall bragged about turning down jobs, while the very models she seemed to mock were hustling non-stop just to pay their bills. Kendall's condescending comment, directed at working models, coupled with reports of her being on the verge of a mental breakdown after just 14 shows in 2017, immediately triggered widespread backlash from the entire industry. Kendall didn't just inherit a modeling career, she also inherited a level of detachment most models could never afford. And when Kendall does choose to accept jobs, she is widely known for not taking them seriously. According to People magazine, an insider revealed that Kendall frequently makes last-minute decisions about which shows she will walk in, and that crucial decision often hinges on her mood that particular day and the exact amount of money being offered. Her dismissive approach to her career couldn't have been clearer than in the bizarre Instagram video she shared of herself shaving her legs in the back seat on the way to New York Fashion Week. By this point, she was reportedly earning $4 million annually from modeling and was still treating it like an insignificant afterthought. For the vast majority of models, Fashion Week represents the pinnacle moment of their entire careers. But for Kendall, it was simply another ordinary day where she couldn't be bothered to prepare on time. What makes the entire situation even more ironic is that the few jobs Kendall does accept often end up backfiring. In fact, brands that collaborate with Kendall frequently find themselves compelled to issue public apologies afterward. Take Kendall's infamous 2017 Pepsi commercial as a prime example.
At this point, do y'all need any more proof that it's the name of the family, Bruce Jenner, that's carrying Shawty? Do y'all need more proof? Chris, my bad. Fuck. I don't keep up with all this Kardashian and stuff. But
the absolute peak of the Black Lives Matter movement, Kendall participated in a soda advertisement which suggested she could resolve social tensions simply by giving a cop a soda. The public outcry was immediate and intense, as the advertisement was widely accused of trivializing serious issues of police brutality for the sole purpose of brand promotion, ultimately leading Pepsi to withdraw the ad and issue a public apology. There was also her infamous Vogue photo shoot, which controversially featured Kendall wearing an afro, a decision by an editor that triggered backlash over cultural appropriation and led Vogue to issue an apology and take down the piece. Kendall had faced similar criticism before, such as when she launched her tequila company.
Man, Kendall loves appropriating black folks. Cause look, this fro here, you know what style she's going for. You know who she's trying to look like. I could pull up the picture, but it would take me a while to Google it. So we might add it post edit. She's also the one that started doing the tank top thing. Oh my God, tank tops are the newest invention.
That's crazy.
Company 818 Tequila. In the promotional campaign, Kendall is seen riding a horse through sun-drenched agave fields, while Mexican farmers are depicted harvesting the land behind her. Fans were quick to highlight the stark irony of a born-rich Kendall Jenner parading on a horse in what some sarcastically dubbed migrant chick in front of genuinely hard-working employees performing the back-breaking labor necessary to actually produce her product. Kendall Jenner's career is often framed.
Oh my God, she genuinely can't catch a dub. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's probably how she depicted it. Like, oh yeah, the overhead shot. Yeah. Look at me and all my flame.
Nah, it's cause of her thought process, bro. That's why she can't get away from all this stuff. Even if she's not trying to do it, in her own mind, she knows that she's
entitled.
Yes, that's the best way I can put it.
Named as undeniable evidence that persistence and hard work ultimately pay off. Yet beneath the carefully constructed PR image, the reality is a story defined by privilege and access. And what really happens when someone born into privilege is gifted opportunities that others devote their whole lives chasing. She didn't battle her way into the unforgiving fashion industry, and she certainly didn't hustle non-stop to earn her spot at the top. She simply walked in, bypassed all the lines, and then proceeded to act as though she were doing the entire industry a big favor. And in that process, she has left an unmistakable trail of negative press, numerous awkward public apologies, and countless stories from individuals who constantly report that she treats them as if they are utterly insignificant.
W video, man. Keep up the grind. Sam, I'm like this one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, it's still a good video, bro. TRaw, what you gotta add in, man?
That's why y'all just gotta be humble, bro. Nobody likes a person who feels like they're entitled to everything, especially if you're not bringing any value to anyone else's life.
Yeah, man, you made it to the end of another video, man. Love y'all. Great for y'all, man. Binge the rest of the videos on the channel. You already know. We're gonna catch y'all in the next one. We out.